It is time for Building Rural Wealth. Denise Miller with me this morning. Denise, how are you?
I'm great.
Let me. No,
I need to.
there, pull that mic up a tad bit
All right.
closer. You're great.
I'm great.
We have with us Ashley Franco.
Yes.
Ashley, how are you?
I'm doing really good.
So let's talk about retirement dreams worth planning for. Let's talk about that. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, retirement isn't just about stopping work. It's kind of about having that freedom to say yes to really what matters to you. And so we figured we'd kind of explore some examples of what retirement looks like for different folks and how good planning can make that possible. And it's really not about perfection, just kind of that progress. And we're probably going to be a little woo-woo today and talk more on the touchy-feely side of things. But you need that because a lot of statistics, and this one blew my mind. So they did a poll of business owners. 75 of business owners who sold their business were dissatisfied with the sale, and it was not about. And 92% of that 75 were not upset about the money. It was because they had lost their purpose.
Oh,
So this is a big issue.
It's
we're
a
talking
huge
about.
issue, really.
absolutely. Well, let's talk about it. So that one-size-fits-all approach to retirement is not really the case, is it?
No, it's not. And there's no right answer. So that traditional image of retirement, someone goes to work, the next day they never go to work again, throw away the alarm clock, doesn't really have to fit and everyone or anyone anymore. So a lot of people now are working part-time, they're volunteering, they're traveling. Hey, maybe family's really important, so they move closer, or maybe they'll even start a side hustle or a consulting business to kind of give them a new passion or a new drive. So examples of this is a rancher who sells the land but keeps a little cow-calf herd for themselves, about 20, and you know they're going to die working on those cows. A retired teacher who then gives up teaching but now leads church missions and mentors young educators. Or a couple who buys a camper and decides to visit every park in the Midwest. And that's a lofty goal, so there's a lot.
Yeah.
It's really hard, and that's one of the things we try to talk to people about as they enter this new phase of their life. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And I think we all have this pie in the sky. Oh, when I retire, I'll have all the time in the world, and I'll be able to do this and this. And the funny thing is, the more we talk to retired people, the more they tell us they're busier now than they ever were when their kids were in school.
Yeah.
But doing what they want.
But
That's
doing what they want.
Which is important. So let's talk about that. Taking those dreams, translating that into a plan of action. What are we talking about there, Denise?
Well, you really have to get an idea in your mind. You really need to think about it. You can't just, I think we're guilty of, we put this retirement up on this lofty little pedestal but we don't really think about it. You know, it's like, oh, we're going to retire.
Yeah.
You know, and so what is retirement? And nobody thinks about what is retirement. Nobody thinks about what am I going to do to fill my days if I'm not going to work every day. And, you know, some of the questions you need to ask is, are you going to stay in the community you've always lived in?
Yeah.
Are you going to travel, or are you going to just stay local? Are you going to work part-time? Do you want to be a consultant? Do you want to volunteer? What do you want to do? And, you know, are there family goals? Is there grandchildren you'd like to help with? Are there elderly parents that need assistance with their care? But, you know, if you've always gone to that lake house with the crappy little lake house that you go up to and you spend like 2 weeks and you fish and you say, oh, when I retire, we're going to fix this up, you know. Are you really going to want to fix that up? I mean, you need to have some hard conversations with yourself. What do I really want to do? What do I want to spend my money on? What do I want to spend my time doing? And planning what you're going to do in retirement helps really focus what your income strategy needs to be as you go into retirement.
That's a conversation that you have in advance of retirement.
Yes.
And get some of
you
these
don't wait till
No.
it's all said and done. Yeah.
Now what am I going to
Yeah.
do? You don't want to. So let's talk about the real value of a retirement plan, Ashley. Talk to me
Yeah.
about that.
So this is focused a little more on the money side. So a good retirement isn't just about hitting a number. There's not a magic number that's going to work for everyone to retire on.
Right.
because retiring with $1 million in Iowa is a heck of a lot different than retiring with $1 million in California.
Mm-hmm.
So your plan should give you flexibility, confidence, and kind of peace of mind. And realistically, you really want to start planning at least 10 to 5 years before retirement. The reason being is because little changes then can make a big impact on your retirement and also kind of give you that stretch of, hey, what am I going to do? How am I going to fill this time? You also might need to shift gears or focus on, hey, what do you want your lifestyle to look like? One thing we do is we run like Monte Carlo simulations. So it runs 1,000 trials based off different investment possibilities of good scenarios, bad scenarios, and how likely your plan is going to be at retirement, how likely successful your plan will be. And we'll see people, we say about 70 under, it's like, you probably should maybe work a little longer, save a little bit more. That golden sweet spot, we say 80 and 90, and then 90 to above is, hey, you're not getting as much life out of your money as possible. Maybe you should dream a little bit more. So it's kind of finding that sweet spot.
Okay. And you can help people do that. So.
Yes.
All right. You mentioned, Ashley, $1 million in Iowa is much different than $1 million in California, which is much different than $1 million in Alabama.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And depending on where you are in Alabama makes a big difference as well. So let's talk about some of the rural realities about being in rural Iowa and retiring and some of those opportunities, Denise.
Well, many rural families have unique opportunities and challenges in retirement. And you may have land or rental property or family businesses involved, and those need special consideration. Rural retirement can be rich in relationships and time and meaningful work, but it's a little different than the traditional model of retirement.
Mm-hmm.
And think about how your assets like land or equipment might be used in retirement. And are there family members involved in a succession plan? And how can retirement reflect the pace and the priorities you've built over a lifetime? It's like anybody that owns a business as well. People talk about, what do Dan and Denise Miller do? Well, we work all the time. Mm-hmm. And people will say that, oh my gosh, you work all the time. Well, we do. And so one of the big concerns Dan and I have is, okay, someday we're going to retire. How do you turn that off? How do you decide what you want to do with your... I have absolutely no idea. And it scares me to death.
Right.
But here's my financial planner telling me you need to dream a little. And I think we're so afraid to dream a little bit. And we put that, again, you strive. We're going to retirement. We're going to work till we retire.
Yes.
But you don't give what retirement really is. It's
just this
like
looming
this
thing.
Looming thing.
What is it?
That maybe
Yes.
I'll get there someday.